The Staincast.
What is the Staincast?
Stain?
Stain. Who is Stain?
Am I dreaming? Yes.
Stain.
What is going on, guys? And welcome back to episode 101 of the Staincast. Of course, as always, I'm one of your co-hosts, Mr. Stephen E. With me, as usual.
What's up, guys? My name is Dylan. I'm gonna start doing that. Remember we were doing that last week? We watched episode 1. Hey guys, it's Dylan. And of course, you guys
pick that up.
you guys see him, of course, down there, shiestied up in the mood lighting.
It was good. I just changed it real quick. I had to. Shit was looking a little too sus. It was a little, I had to change it real quick.
Of course, as you see by the title,
on here, at least for your standards, I feel like you haven't been on here in at least a month.
that's true.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a little hiatus for myself.
Yeah,
Started a new job. That's why I had to cool off. Had to take
Understandable. Glad you're back, of course. As everyone sees by the title, and as I forget to turn on Do Not Disturb, as everyone sees by the title, we are covering 2023's Spider-Man 2.
Go.
I say not confused with 100 other Spider-Man projects that are either called 2 or have some sort of some that.
So we are covering, of course, the PlayStation 5 game that released earlier this year. But before we do get into that, how's everyone doing today?
I'm doing great. It's the end of the year, so it's time to spend all my money on Christmas presents.
Of course.
I gotta buy a lot of V-Bucks and shark cards this year, so.
Yeah, no, okay. That's actually a perfect segue. So I know you guys are asking, what does the Staincast want for Christmas? Because I know you guys are dying to buy us stuff.
Of course.
Shark cards.
What he said.
Yes, sir. I know what season it is.
None of that shit. Don't fuck with me, okay? None of that cheap shit. I want what is this end of the Megalodon or something?
The Megalodon or something. Yeah, the fucking. Yeah. It's like the $4 million one. Not $100 real life.
Yeah,
we need like 10 of those. Need 10 of those.
Need that off y'all immediately. But
yeah, the game would appreciate.
Yeah. But what is besides of course Spider-Man 2 that we're about to talk about, what has everyone been playing recently?
10 a.m. to midnight.
Oh.
Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
So
GTA. I mean, that's what we've been playing, just GTA 5 and shit.
Yeah. So I've been doing a little Minecraft too. I'm trying to tap back into that. It's a nice difference, nice change of pace because we've been doing a lot of first-person shooters. So you jump into that and it's like you can lay down. You don't even have to be paying attention like some of the times. Like it's so chill. I like it.
I want to talk about what happened the other day.
Yeah, I mean, you're a fucking scrub.
I was found. I mean, I was tossing. I was being a scrub. That Enderman. First of all, there was an Enderman. All of a sudden, I see him in the cave and like he punked me. I will say he punked me, but he was the biggest pussy Enderman.
Getting punked by Enderman, but they deal because the thing is they just keep fucking hitting you. They will literally hit you, teleport, and all that kind of shit. But I edited to last video. I edited it in there, so whoever saw it, way to play. I also just finished Pokemon X.
Oh, you did.
Bro, the lead for having 4 guys.
Oh no, yeah, I know. I've told you, X and Y is probably my least favorite game is in the series, but like you need to play them at least once to play. Like,
all right, I actually enjoy X and Y just for the Mega Evolution.
Yeah, let me talk more about that real quick. Actually, I mean we're talking about games anyway, so it's honestly pretty relevant. So first playthrough of X and Y, I never played it honestly, just because the legendaries was a fucking X and a Y. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's pretty embarrassing, but I got over it. I played it for the first time. The pros, I mean, there's nothing better for the replayability of a game, because I'll probably honestly replay that game again, than getting the starters and then getting the Johto or whatever it is, Kanto starters after like the second gym. Like that's awesome, because I never did that. That's a big plus in my opinion. And just the wide variety of guys. See, the problem is with me is that even with that huge move pool, I still got Gallade. I still got Garchomp. Like,
switch it up, bro. Switch it up.
Nah.
You're sick. You're like one of those guys who use the same Pokemon for years and years.
I was just like, I try to use new Pokemon every single time I play through a game.
No, I did. I used, starter doesn't count because of course, but
You use Honedge?
Yes. I used Aegislash. Ridiculous. Unbelievable. What
He's
a
He's one of the nicest ghost types ever.
ghost steal with, and I gave him a Rocky helmet too, which is so slimy.
That's
So
clutch.
anytime
That is clutch.
I get damage dealt to them, like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, Aegislash is a must in that game. I use Pangoro's another one. Like I know you use Gallade, so you didn't use Pangoro, but Pangoro is dumb tough.
What is he, dark fighting?
Yeah, he just overlaps. He overlaps with Greninja, so it's hard sometimes.
Yeah. And of course, I had to get Greninja. I mean, you guys know that.
Greninja's the only one to really choose in that region. Like
he's the only starter that matters. Like he's
yeah,
the best
Delphox
Pokemon
and
in that
Chestnut.
game.
Delphox and Chestnut are awful.
Because I looked around because I was like, all right, I don't want to just do good because like for some guys like Garchomp, I'm gonna get him regardless. But I was like, all right, I really don't want to just do Greninja because that's all I ever hear about with this game. But then I go online, everyone's like, why the fuck does Delphox look like that? Like their lineup, their last evolutions are hideous. They're
like
hideous.
Chestnut or whatever. I don't
Chestnut
fuck
is
with
awful.
that guy either. The Greninja he's just one of the best Pokemons they've ever made. I will say that. That's why he's just tough.
Also Pro having a whole bunch of rivals. I like that from Black and White. I like that it's in this game also. It just
They're washed. They're
no, but I appreciate the attempt, right? Everyone's washed though. And here's what I'll say about that though. The fact that I pulled up the Elite Four with 298 Pokedex entries or something like that, that's fucking ridiculous.
And that was not even half the decks.
That's what I'm saying. And then, so what I do like, I like the trainers that have one Pokemon and they're like your level. I think that's so much better than 6 guys who are 10 levels below you and it's a joke and you may get 200 XP per defeating them. I like that. The legendary I caught first attempt in a Pokeball, so do with that what you will.
Well, they ever since X and Y is when they hiked up the catch rates of the box art legendaries.
Yeah, because you want it because they want you to use them to fight.
The story purposes. So I get it. At least the other ones are like regular. Like if you do the post game and find Zygarde's catch rate is so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I didn't do the post game just because I like kind of been jumping around for it. But is there a legitimate post game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay. A little bit. It's nothing like Delta Episode or Rainbow Rocket, but it's something. You still haven't done Rainbow Rocket, have you?
What is that?
Ultra Sun and Moon.
Those regions trash for me. I ain't touching those regions. Island format, I will say, not for me. I do like how they change. I like the change in the direction, but the island format.
I personally, I like Alola. I think the aesthetic of it is great. I think a lot of the Pokemon that they introduced in Alola is great. However, I do not like the structure of the game, and I do not like that it has so many fucking long-ass cutscenes.
Yeah. Another pro, I basically completed the entire game, with the exception of getting items, TMs, and shit, without using HMs. I had to use strength like maybe once. You know, Surf. Surf doesn't count. Fly doesn't count.
I think this is the next one.
Tough.
I think this is going to be the next one, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my second favorite Pokemon game, honestly.
It's up there, for sure.
Yeah. Just in terms of like what it offers, it's just kind of second to none. Like I don't really think you can get a game besides Heart Gold, obviously, that's gonna give you 60 gyms, gonna give you the 2 regions. Like my beef, I think it will forever be capped by the fact that what is it? The second one's Kanto, right? No, Johto.
Kanto, yeah. Y'all be hating on those regions, but I do like Johto.
I just don't like. I'm not a huge fan of Feraligatr.
What?
Cyndaquil, Typhlosion.
You don't fuck with Feraligatr.
I don't like single type starters, bro.
That boy. His design is so cool though.
No, it's cool. I'll give it to you, but I won't use it.
It's a good design, but I do agree with DL. When you have monotype starters, it's really hard to team build. It's really hard.
No, I get that from a competitive and battle standpoint, but I just fuck with the designs at some point. Like fuck when you're playing like the story mode, you're not thinking about the fucking competitive and battle aspect. I'm not really thinking about that. I'm just they're easy. It's easy. It's so easy to the point where I don't have to think about that shit.
I like to have a team that's balanced. Like I like to be able to cover everything. I have a type to deal and a Pokemon to deal with anything.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that, but like I said, just the main story is so easy that I'm not thinking about that until I get done with that, and then I'm doing like the after game, the end game, and shit.
Yeah, it's just annoying when you got to get 2 Pokemon to cover one type. It's like just give, as long as it's not. I will say though, their obsession with firefighting is ridiculous.
Absurd.
So
yeah.
I'll say that. I'll let that just simmer there.
Yeah, they're meat riding that type for a minute.
Yeah, ever since Blaziken, they just can't get that meat out their mouth. Like this is literally me trying trying to get
It's like-
firefighting.
I mean, the past 4 starters haven't been firefighting.
Really?
They still have that type though in every game. I feel like they still have the typing somewhere.
So after Embor, it was Delphox, then it was Incineroar, then it was Scorbunny, and then Hisuian Typhlosion,
Mid-bunny.
and then Skeledirge.
What is Cineroar? Is he not fighting?
He's Dark Fire.
He's basically fucking dark fire fighting. Well, let's be honest. He's like a triple type.
I mean, yeah, they didn't want to
hide
do it with him. They
were trying to hide it.
couldn't. He's based off a wrestler. They wanted to, but they were like, let's not do that.
It's like realistically, he is a dark fighting fire. Like they just couldn't do it again.
Type moves for sure.
He does have a lot of fighting type moves.
Yeah, it's so stupid. No one uses dark moves, really. Let's be honest. Come on,
It's just
they're
dark
always in the
is
fighting
hilarious.
moves.
I fuck with dark types, like their appearances, but like especially with fairy, it's like they're pretty mid. Like
I'd
fairy
rather
doesn't
have a
hit,
ghost type.
psychic doesn't hit them. That's cool, I guess. But I mean, psychic's like
I would much rather have a ghost type over a dark type. They take care of the
Toughest
same
dark
shit.
type is Darkrai, and that's it.
yeah.
He's ghost too. He's dark ghost, or is he
No,
just
he's
straight
not.
dark?
Straight dark.
He's straight dark. Yeah, he's straight dark. He's the toughest dark type for me.
That is
Yeah,
weird
but-
that he's
I thought he was ghost too. Yeah.
He's not though. I remember I looked it up when I was younger. I was like, no way he's not ghost. Really terrible childhood after that.
Yeah, but I guess side rants aside about Pokemon, we'll tap back. We'll tap in back into
That's-
another game at some
Guys
point.
are in episode right now. You guys should know better than the freaking you know side tangents are gonna pop out.
They always do. But I guess it's time. We just got to hop right into it. Spider-Man
Mhm.
2 for the PS5.
Once again, guys, it's not
Connected.
doing anything, but
But Spider-Man 2 for the PS5, like we said in the post, it is currently in contention for Game of the Year. And
I'm gonna need to hear a game better first. Like that's kind of where I'm at.
Apparently, they're probably gonna give it to Baldur's Gate, which I haven't played, but I ain't mad if they do. I heard
Yeah.
that it really changed the fucking genre for that type of game.
I don't give a fuck. Have you played Spider-Man 2?
You know, come on. I was the first one to platinum that shit. You don't gotta ask me that. Come on. 2 days, too. 2 fucking days. Shit was slimy.
That is sickening. That is
Slimy.
fucking sickening.
I can't do that again, man. That shit was like fucking, I barely got sleep doing that.
That's
No
all.
shit. It's a
Yeah, so-
20-hour game.
All right, so anyone who's listening to this, drop in the comments. I have a ultimatum: either work at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. or platinum Spider-Man in 2 days.
Yeah, tell me what you
I
got.
honestly could have done it in 1 day, but just for my health, I couldn't.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me
I
that.
could've. If the story is only 18 hours plus all the platinum, I honestly could have done that shit in like fucking 26 hours.
You're sick.
Yeah,
Just couldn't.
at least
But-
you're getting paid 10 to midnight.
True.
Yeah.
But it is a fantastic game. I mean,
Yes.
if you played the first one or if you watched our episode on it, you already know that the first game was a masterpiece in its own. So
Yep.
they knew what they needed to do. Insomniac knew that they needed to cook. And this is one of the greatest middle entries to any trilogy that we've seen, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like the story, how it picks off of the first one and the spin-off game, and the
Yeah.
way that it sets up the third game and the story in between is phenomenal. Yeah. Yeah. Miles.
Yes, sir.
My math is dirty
Yes,
as
sir.
fuck, but I gotta watch that shit. I'm not putting that on my face.
Yeah, I got mine over here too, but
My shit is
I had to pop out the Spider-Man mask for the app.
so tough. I mean, you got one of the toughest ones anyway, so you might as well.
Shit,
yeah.
shit tough.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I mean, like before we start jumping into it, I'll just say the jury's still out for me on which game is better, the first or second one. I don't know, man. I really like the first game. The first game.
I don't
feel
wanna-
like
I don't
the
wanna get
story-
in- I don't wanna get
I
in-
feel like the story might be better.
I think the story's better. I don't want to get
Let's
into it
hear it.
because I want to talk a lot about it later. But there's
Okay.
one major thing why I could say this is better than the first game.
All right, we'll talk about that later then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
talk about that in a little bit. But what were you saying, Deal?
That's all I was saying. I was
Oh.
just saying. I still have my decision to make whether or not because they're both excellent games. It just comes down to honestly, like whether you like the Peter centric view or like the split between Miles and Peter.
Yeah, you do get a lot of Miles, which is good for his like character building.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll just hop in. We'll talk about first and foremost the gameplay, playing the game itself. I mean, that's the biggest part about this. And I mean, if you played the first game, you know how to play the second game.
It's
Yeah,
the better.
it's the same shit.
Every definition, right? Like before, like we could talk to you guys about how they upgrade, like swings a little bit easier, blah 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 blah. All these different settings. That also the settings. I think that's something that can't get overlooked either. The amount of settings you can customize in this game. I personally didn't really dive too much into it, but you can really fucking tailor like the way you play this game the way you want to.
You could change the swinging assist so that way you're like manually looking at buildings and attaching to them and shit. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you can. It's just like swinging like the old Spider-Man 2 for like the PS2. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's great that they allow you to have that kind of customizability,
customize.
Thank you, because it just also adds to the replayability of the game itself. Because I could be like, oh, what if I want to try this a little harder and have no swing assist or whatever the case may be, but. Another great thing with the gameplay, like we said, is it's pretty much the same thing from the first one, but there's a lot more added to it. I think that the web wings are the best addition to this fucking game.
They're kind of nice. When you introduce all the burrows and shit, like you can't just be swinging, like that would be insanity.
Yeah, you can't swing to the next like island or whatever. Like you gotta get the wings.
It's just super. It's just like the swinging to web wings to the wind gusts that push you to the wind gusts that push you up to swinging again to going back on the wing. It's just so
smooth.
Like the switching in between is like it's basically that was my biggest question mark when I heard that it was going to be all encompassing basically the entirety of fucking the boroughs and shit. I was like, all right, how are we getting around? Because obviously you have fast travel, but I mean for someone like me, like. I still haven't completed the game, so it's like when I go around, like I know there's stuff for me to do, so I'm not gonna fast travel anywhere. That's fucking crazy. Like there's always something.
Yeah,
but it's awesome.
It's great. I think like they mastered the way the web wings are implemented, and even with combat, like the additions of all of the abilities for not only Peter but also Miles, and then when you eventually get the Venom and Anti-Venom abilities as well. All of those are just fantastic additions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's so sickening looking at the Spider-Man mask right now.
He's
it looks like he's looking into my soul.
He's teed up right now.
But I don't know if anybody else wants to add on to more of the gameplay before we get into other things.
No, I was gonna say there's just like so many improvements, even with the switching. Like the switching is so smooth. It's like a second between going from like Peter to Miles. It's just crazy how like they really taking control of the PS5 for this game. Like I'm happy that it's not for last gen. Unfortunate for the broke people that don't have the PS5. I will just say that straight up. But you got to get on it. But it's really meant for the new gen.
Oh yeah,
it's perfect for it too.
That's it. Nobody benefits from it going backwards. I guess you benefit being able to play it, but at the same time, it's like that time they're gonna have to put into being able to port it to last gen. It's like you're not gonna get all those features anyways. You're gonna get some like rinky dinky version of the game. Like you guys know how those last gen games be looking.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good. But another thing that with combat that I completely forgot are the fact that you can in the missions have like team ups, but also just in the wild. Like the amount of times that I've ran into Miles or Wraith or other characters, like that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it is. It's just a very lived in universe. Like even at the size it is, you can turn up. I turned up the pedestrian count on, and that was just one of the settings. So there's always just people. Like it feels more of like a city vibe where it's like these streets are crowded with, and no, it's like you said. It just feels so. It's just a very great. I mean, I'll just double back to the settings real quick. It just shows you like when you wait this long for a game, like there's a reason for it. Like they're not just pushing it back because they want to get milk as much money as they want to out of the other game or something. Whatever the reason.
They need it.
They're working exactly. They've been working for how like they've been they've been in the lab cooking.
in the
5
studio,
years.
yeah.
And it was a 5-year worth the wait.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
I guess we'll dive into the story itself and just go to hopping right into the favorite cutscene. The kid, do you want to start us off?
Ooh, I will go. I will just say that Peter versus Miles fight. That was a tough
Yeah.
fight because you get the Craven fight, and then you get that fight right off the rip off of that.
Yeah.
Those cutscenes in that are fucking masterful.
Yeah.
Yuri Lowenthal. All right, here I'm gonna say it right now. Yuri Lowenthal deserves best performance at Game Awards. He fucking
I'd give it to him,
deserves
yeah.
that.
I
I'd
just
give
think
it to him.
it's more just like, I mean, yeah. I mean, like me personally, I'm not huge into like all those critic stuff and like all those award shows and stuff. But I mean, I can understand the appeal for it. But for me personally, like just as long as he was given his fair compensation, like we know, like if you know, you know, like he's the man. You played the previous games, you know, he's that fucking, he is the
But
bedrock.
he turns it up to 11 in this game. Like
Yeah.
you really feel the symbiote taking over Peter, like with the way that he's acting and his screams. Like when Craven traps him in that cage, and you hear the screams when he's trying to get out.
Yeah.
Like those are
Those animalistic.
monstrous screams coming out of a fucking man.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Yeah, no,
ridiculous.
it's tough. Yeah, it's like I like Miles is good. Like I have no problems with Miles. Like, but Peter is just like he's just on another level. Yeah, it's like you subtract Peter from this game. It's just not. It doesn't have that same like especially with an arc like Spider, like Black Spider-Man. Like it's supposed to show how vulnerable, like Peter, like at his most vulnerable, where he's just most pissed off. Like all the anger that he's had over the years is finally like, all right, like now he has an outlet. I can beat the shit out of people. Like I can do whatever I want. Like it's always so cool seeing that version of him. And like no one, like thank God we got him, like Yuri doing that because it just wouldn't be the same. Like I don't know. Like whoever played it, no.
I agree. Like he was the perfect choice for Spider-Man, and he straight up shows that.
Yeah. I was gonna say I like his story arc better than Miles in this game. I mean, first of all, I like Peter better as a character, but Miles' story arc is good. But Peter's just the black suit is always going to be something that I love to see. Just whatever iteration of it.
I remember when I was first
and they do
introduced
amazing
to that
job
with the '90s cartoon. Like that was the first time. Like one of the first Spider-Man things I saw was the '90s cartoon Venom Saga. I still have the DVD of it.
Like I don't want to say Miles is sidelined in this game. Like he got his time to shine with the Martin Lee stuff, but you know how it is. Like anytime you're playing the game, you want to get to the next part with the symbiote, or get to the next part with Peter and Craven. Like it's not like Miles and Craven; it's just like Peter and Craven and Peter and Harry, like that, like the relationship. So I feel like Miles is a little sidelined in this game, and he kind of feels that a little bit too. Like he feels that in the story.
That's also why they set him up to be the main Spider-Man in the next game.
Exactly. Yeah, so he can finally get his time to shine because it's like it's cool having the two Spider-Mans, but it's like really like Peter's story still like after the first game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, as soon as I switched over to Miles and I was like doing all these like homecoming stuff and stuff, I'm like,
I was like,
bro, get back to Peter. I'm like, get back to Peter. Like,
I was like, come on, man, what am I doing? I don't want to go to school.
That's my thought, right? Like, it's not Miles. The character isn't bad. It's just that he's just not interesting because they haven't made him interesting. Like, it's like you have Peter's. Even from John going back to the first game, obviously the Miles single DLC or game, whatever you want to call it, that's completely different. That's fucking just for Miles, and it's really good.
Yeah,
but like even bringing it over from 1, like 1 and 2 are Peter's stories, and they are fucking
And
I don't really blame them.
You also are dealing with 2 where this Miles is also getting compared to Spider-Verse Miles, which came out, both of them, like Spider-Man 2018 and Into the Spider-Verse, and then Across the Spider-Verse, and this game. They both came out, it all came out the same years with each other. So
and we gotta be ourselves. That is levels to this. And then Spider from Across the Spider-Verse, he's different, bro. Miles,
that story tight.
So that's another thing. That's another thing that this Miles unfortunately does hinder from is he's going to get compared to the other Miles, and the other Miles is unfortunately for him a way better character.
It's an unfair comparison, honestly.
Yeah. But I will say the Miles Morales game does do a really good job of setting up his character. I just feel like this game doesn't build on that for him. It does more for Peter. Like, that's one of my gripes about the game. I will say.
So I think that the best thing that this does for the character of Miles over anything else is the like Miles' story arc is about pretty much like finding himself, and
Yeah.
this kind of separates Miles as a character from Pete Spider-Man, because he to this day is still compared to Peter Spider-Man. He's still like pretty Spider-Man Jr. to a lot of people. So I think that in terms of this story, it does the best of making Miles his own character.
Yeah, I agree with that. They do by the end of the game. There's a distinction between the two Spider-Men. Like it's not like you said. People always want to compare the two. Like they're not. They're different characters at this point. Like I do appreciate how they handle that at the end.
Nah, I agree. I feel like the only con I'd even say when it comes to that kind of stuff. I mean, for gameplay we didn't talk about the MJ missions, but I mean, you guys know. You played
At
the
least they're
single
better
MJ.
this time around.
Yeah, I will say that, but unnecessary still.
We have to talk about like how Craven's boys are getting smoked by a taser gun.
Well, no. I mean, look. I'm not saying they're realistic, but they're at least better to play than when you were sneaking around in fucking the first game.
Objectively, yes, 100%. But like, I just felt so out of it, like running around tasing guys with machine guns who are like trained killers, who like are bragging about how much they kill and that content.
Yeah, exactly. They're always chatting in the dialogue. They're always like, "How many kills have you got? Oh, when did you meet Craven?" It's like,
And then they get taken out by fucking Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah, and I guess they try to say that she had training in Sicaria, but
like,
it's not enough. I got to see that training. It gotta have been some Black Widow and Silver Sable training.
But I guess go ahead, Dale. You first.
I was gonna say, Spider-Man, there's no question. Like he's fucking juiced. Like he could beat. You see him beat boys up. Like MJ is just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but speaking of MJ,
but that shit is scary though. If you're thinking about what I'm thinking, that scene.
Scream.
Yeah, when you're playing as her and you're running through that tunnel.
When you're running through with Pete, that shit is terrifying.
I love that.
But like that perspective is honestly the best use for MJ because you feel so helpless. Like I keep turning around like, bro, he's right fucking behind me.
You hear him like shouting and stuff like that.
Like,
that was my favorite. That was one of my favorite scenes in the game, and it was like an MJ scene, and they used it well.
Yeah, that was like it was horrifying, absolutely fucking horrifying because you're trapped in that thing. Scary.
And that's when you finally start hearing Tony Todd voicing Venom too, which is like fucking. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you could ask for and more. Like when he got in there and I started hearing it, I was like, oh, intrigued.
Like they're cooking.
Because I was waiting, because like I almost kind of partially forgot, but then you started seeing more of Venom, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Tony Todd season. Fuck.
Yeah, it was a slow creep, and I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was perfect, but I was gonna say, going along with MJ as well, Scream. Like her,
I think that was a nice twist. Yeah,
that was a great.
That was a really good twist. Yeah, I do like how like they did that. I will say
she's cutting Pete's ass in that fucking fight.
She's flaming him.
Yeah.
You couldn't even hold a job. You can't pay your bills. You a broke bitch.
Yeah, then MJ is like, "Oh, that wasn't me, Pete." I'm like,
yeah.
That's just how you feel deep inside. Yeah.
I was like, the symbiote brings out the deepest in everybody, so we clearly know what you're like over there, Miss MJ.
I mean, that's kind of violated. Special though, just always getting violated.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, that's what fucking gets people tight about the comics now too. Is Pete just still gets fucking violated. He does not get like any sort of break.
He's a dweeb in the comics. He's supposed to be a 31-year-old man. He's a fucking dweeb, man. Like they're always stepping on this guy. Yeah, he did. He got cooked by a man named Paul, I will say.
What?
That's tough. Yeah, he did. Yeah. He took MJ. They had some fake babies, and then everyone started hating Peter. That's how it went.
It was wild.
Awful.
Yeah. That sounds riveting.
But I guess just going right along, of course, every game, every movie has 3 acts. Well, not every movie, because Fan 4 Stick definitely doesn't have a second act. But everything has...
What a strike.
Fan 4 Stick.
It's true, though.
That's a straight ball from the fucking cut.
What platform is it on? Because last night, or the night before, I was looking for a movie, and it was number 7 on the... Like Netflix, I think it was.
Netflix probably. They have a lot of trash now.
As I think everyone has the counter where it's like top in US or whatever today. It was number 6 or number 7. I was just sitting there like, Someone got to tell them.
I remember when we watched it
think
in
it's
Omega
Marvel.
Shed. When it was over, I was like, "That's it." Like there was no second act. It just went from the introduction to the fucking final battle.
It's just one of those movies I don't even remember watching there. The two. That's the craziest
not
part. To this
Fantastic
day, I don't remember it.
Because it's not Fantastic Four. It's just them using the names and making characters.
A loose like adaptation of their abilities.
There's only Doom.
Yeah, he was cooking them boys in the hallway. He's popping their heads and shit.
But as I was saying, everything has a three act structure, especially this game. And what would you boys say is your favorite act? DL, you can go first on this one.
I mean, it's got to be the third one, right? Like the finale of this story, like just the kind of like foreshadowing they were doing, like with Pete, like starting to work with Harry, all that like connection going on. Like I just knew playing it that someone was getting packed up, like whether it was like Harry or like I just knew that like he was getting too close to Harry, and I was like, oh okay. And then you guys obviously know what happened. They got him. They got
him for his phone.
they got him for his phone.
Are you okay?
They call me Slippin' Pete.
What did they do to you?
These niggas got me. These niggas got me for my phone. Beat my phone, Pete. They please, you got a slot on the Pete. For me.
Let me mark the clip because that's where it's gonna go.
Yeah, slide.
They got him, but I mean, for me personally, I would say it's probably the third act. I think it just had the most like. I mean, you had Venom. Were you counting that as the final act? Venom.
Yeah. So
Craven Venom fight scene too.
The third act starts when you get to play as Venom. The second act starts when you get the black suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is true. Yeah.
So
I agree.
So for me, it's between 2 and 3. I think the first act is really good, but it is slower. It is very slow to like get the ball rolling until you get that black suit. But once you get that black suit, it is fucking game time.
Yeah, they did take their time till the black suit, which I respect. I did like.
But
it wasn't straight up the rip. You get the suit.
Yeah. So, but what I will say, and what kind of leads the heavy hand towards the third act, is what Xander just said. You get to fucking play as Venom.
Yeah.
That was a wild twist. I did not see coming.
Bro, I was grinning from ear to ear, screeching, fucking so excited because you get to just kill so many people as Venom, and then you get a fucking Craven battle, completely unexpected afterwards.
The easiest boss battle ever, bro.
No, you slide on him. You paint him.
I don't even think I got damaged from him
because I just kept him.
Yeah, no, it was like his like reflect where you could just keep hitting the stuff back at him. Like he was getting smoked, and then you immediately pull up on him. Like Venom was ridiculous. Yeah. Like I wish, like that's another thing that I wish. I mean, hope they could still do it. Maybe make like a part of the city where you could play as Venom. I don't know. They gotta do something because
I want an Eddie Brock Venom spinoff. Like I think there should be a piece of the symbiote left somehow. I don't know how they're gonna incorporate Eddie Brock, but somehow I just want something more Venom.
I mean, there is another symbiote out there. We did see that.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
But I do agree that they need to kind of build off of Eddie Brock storyline. And there's a lot of rumors that we're going to get a Venom spinoff game in between this and the third one. So hopefully that actually happens. But another reason, honestly, to give it to the third act is the final Venom battle. You get 4 stages, 2 as Pete, 2 as Miles, and then the ending where you kind of fight as both of them to actually beat him. And the way that you see Venom evolve, well, you see the symbiote suit itself evolve over time, and then you see Venom evolve where he has wings, he's more more vicious, and it was great, like great use of the
I love the wings. I love how they had the wings from the King in Black storyline. That shit is so tough.
The wings are so
they
epic.
Knew what they were doing. A lot of fan service in that game, which I do like, and they did it well too.
Oh yeah,
this shit was tough.
It was just ridiculous how big he was, like with the wings. Cause I think I've seen that before, the King of Black or whatever you're talking about. That I've definitely or
they took a lot of like from that Null storyline, like the Null symbiotes with the little fucking symbol in their head, like the wings on Venom. Like they took a lot of inspiration from that, like the meteorite and shit. Yeah, the hive mind. Yeah, so I know if they wanted to, they'd probably, if they could have had their way, they could have like made like a whole ass game with like all the heroes and shit. But It's a Spider-Man game, but I know Insomniac could have done a game like that.
Oh, they could have cooked. They could have fucking ridiculously
It would have
cooked.
been crazy, yeah.
I mean, if anyone's credentialed to make like an Avengers like game like that, it's got to be
probably them, yeah.
But I guess then going into our favorite character that is not the playable character, so we cannot pick Venom, MJ, Pete, or Miles. Who would you guys say is your favorite non-playable character?
Triple J.
Triple J.
It's a Triple J. Jesus, I was gonna say Craven.
Yeah, I probably Craven.
Triple J.
It was pretty cool that when Black Cat had that artifact or whatever, and she was teleporting around. That was pretty tough.
Doctor Strange spin-off game.
Oh, they were kind of hitting at something like that. I do like that.
Long on the damn fucking like apology. Like, they did another reference. That's very well done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at the Doctor Strange spin-off game from Insomniac though.
I wouldn't either. I think for me, like, besides Craven, I got to give it to Harry. They made Harry a really interesting character, which for me personally, all of the other adaptations of Harry that we've gotten have been very hit or miss. They've been either James Franco or Dane DeHaan, and I don't know which one is worse.
That's a hell of shoes to fill. Like, I don't even know.
Look, the animated Harrys have been much better, but I do think this is my favorite iteration of Harry, honestly.
I can agree with that. I think that his relationship with Pete is done really well, and then when Pete gets the symbiote off of when he takes the fucking symbiote off of Harry, you really see like their relationship fall apart as well, which I think is done really done masterfully. And then the hatred, of course, that Harry has for Pete is what makes him Venom.
Yeah, and even the flashbacks, not to cut you. Like that was another really cool addition that they had to the story, like seeing young Pete and young Harry, them like going through the school and stuff.
Yeah, I do like that scene. Like you're crawling on the ceiling as Peter trying to hide the security guard. I do like that.
Yeah, it was very, very well done. Like you see the actual like brotherhood these characters have. But what I was gonna say before is I don't care what anybody online says. Them making Harry Venom was a good choice for this story.
I do think so too. I'm just tired of I like the change.
It would have made absolutely no sense if out of nowhere Eddie Brock just showed up and was Venom.
Because they were setting that up from the last game of Harry in the tank with the symbiote. If they just didn't do that, it would have been such a weird change. Like I'd be like, all right, so what was that for? Just show the Venom. Like I do like the Harry as Venom because it's more personal for Peter.
Yeah,
Brock is he's just a hater. He's a hater who gets the Venom symbiote. It's just like this is more personal.
Works better because it's a lot more sad. Like when Eddie Brock dies in Spider-Man 3, when he jumps into the freaking goblin box.
I've come here, humble.
What? You can't hear me?
No, he's saying humbled and humiliated.
Yeah, no, it's just like, I mean, that's also a difficult Eddie Brock to be like.
Topher Grace. That's another one. We have Topher Grace and Tom Hardy.
I mean, they're both trash. Tom is all right because he's a good actor, but let's be honest, they're both not Eddie Brock. Like they're just both.
And I'm not like if any of them ever got like killed for no reason, like something like that, I'd never be like I'd never be like where it's Harry, it's like, all right, you have the emotion element of it being Pete's friend, but like when it's just like Xander said, some hater, it's like
like, oh, I mean, good riddance. I mean, when Topher Grace died, I was sitting there laughing. I'm like, all right, he's done.
They service the same idea where it's like Pete's got to fucking beat Venom after Venom was on him. It's like, and it's like I feel like it adds so much more to the story than subtracts from it. It's like you're gonna get what, like you said, Topher Grace, another iteration, and it's probably gonna be, it'll probably be just as hideous as the other ones. I feel like that character's cursed by now.
Yeah, definitely.
Like straight up.
I feel like Venom never had a really emotional attachment to Spider-Man besides the symbiote itself feeling anger at Peter. So I feel like I do like that change. Like we were saying, like, all right, this is finally a Venom who's vicious, brutal, who's a hater also, but who has an attachment to Peter.
Who has an attachment?
That's also cool. Yeah.
That emotional connection there.
Yeah. And he Brock's just a hater.
Yeah, exactly. Pete would have to cook him. It's like the only reason, like there would be scenes where Spider-Man like the mask would get peeled off him. You'd see like Harry like with the suit on. But, like that would never happen with Eddie Brock. It's like he's not gonna like talk him out of it. Like you ain't.
The whole second half of the final act is everybody asking Pete if he's like prepared to kill Harry. and
Yeah.
he refuses. Like
He's like, it's not gonna come down to that. Like, we'll find another way. Like, I
That's
do like
another.
that.
Norman fucking hears that it's like you got to kill him or something like that. When they're like in the lab after like Venomous after he got the meteorite or whatever it was, that speech where they basically that scientist told him you have to kill Harry.
mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
He's like, you got a slot on your son.
I think that Norman, like in the first game, Norman was there. Like he just like he was a background character.
Yeah,
like, this game,
so.
What?
And I would say Norman's probably a pretty good character too. I think
they build him really well. I mean, they didn't have much off of the first game's story, a little bit of background, but like they really built him in this one, and especially with both those lovely teases at the end, we know that he's cooking up the G serum, and hopefully that sets him up for the third
Goblin
game.
gas.
Goblin. This Norman as the Green Goblin would be fucking tough.
The fuck you put.
The direction they're going, I'm with it.
Yeah.
And I like how they're also getting Otto to come back too. He's cooking up the final chapter.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I wonder what that is. It could be. I'm not gonna say they're gonna do Superior Spider-Man, but I wouldn't be mad. But we just had an evil Peter, so I doubt they would. But it would be cool though.
Look. Sinister Six, an actual Sinister
Again?
Six. An actual Sinister Six.
That is true, yeah. They're like the OG, like they can't do the OG because like a whole bunch of them are dead. Actually,
they got smoked.
Yeah, I would say a whole bunch of them are dead. They're gonna have a whole new cast of Sinister Six, like Green Goblin and Otto, but who else? Honestly,
yeah, because they got most of them. I mean,
there's a lot of Spider-Man villains. Like
I don't think
there's
they
a
got,
lot.
like Electro probably still lurking.
No, he
went outside. Yeah, he went outside. And Craven dissed him.
He called him weak.
Yeah, he dissed him. He went outside. Shocker did more.
Apparently. Rhino's still alive, right?
Yeah, Rhino's still alive. I don't think the Tinker killed Rhino. Remember in Miles Morales? He's still in.
No, but I'm trying to think in this game if he killed him or not.
Nah, they never mentioned Rhino. So apparently there was a secret room that the devs never used, where you see like Rhino's head like mounted on Craven's wall, but they never used that. So canon wise, he's still alive.
He's still there. Okay.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Scorpion got iced. Vulture got iced. Electro got iced.
Shocker iced.
Shocker went out like a fucking sorry sack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. That was bad. That was
still like a rabid animal or whatever.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was a great way to build up Craven though, because like in the first game, you see Pete struggle against these villains and get his fucking ass beat on the top of the raft by all of them, and then Craven takes them out with ease and is calling them fucking child's play.
Even Scorpion, which caused him the most problems with that poison, like he eats that. He eats that. He's like, what is this?
Like, if it wasn't for the symbiote, Pete would be fucking dead.
Yeah,
like,
he would have been dead.
Oh, like whatever that knife was, like he fucking got his ass.
That was a big knife. That was a nasty. Yeah, it was like the size of my fucking hand. Yeah,
he stabbed him nice.
I was gonna say, as soon as Peter got cooked, I was like, damn, this is really how this is going. Like, that was just weird. Like, when I was watching, I'm like, oh, I guess the symbiote's going to switch to him now. But I was like, damn, they got him. Like, what a kind of pitiful way for your goat to go. Like, kind of got just shanked. And that was
Harry was sliding for him. He was beating.
Oh, dude, he was playing no games.
He was tossing combos at him.
That right there, that was the moment that Craven knew he needed to hunt the symbiote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't care who had the symbiote. He just knew he needed that. Like he just needed the symbiote.
Combos on his ass.
Yeah,
shit was
absurd. And Harry never fought before, which is the craziest part. Like he's fighting someone as experienced as Craven. That just shows you how strong the symbiote is in this game.
Yeah.
But I guess then moving on to our favorite playable character. Now you could say either one you have the most fun playing as, or the one that had the best character development in the story. But I think for me personally, it's going to Peter. Like we said earlier, like this is Peter's story. We see him like with the symbiote suit. We see him struggle with that, and then the relationship that he has to Venom. Of course, Venom is fun to play as, but you still have like that story connection. That I just have to give it to Peter.
I mean, I'd give it to you. I'm agreeing with you.
I was gonna give it to Miles because I do like his abilities better. I think his electricity abilities are more fun until you get the anti-venom. Like honestly, the symbiote in general, honestly, is cool, but I
It's just
personally
when
like the
he had like
anti-venom.
arms, when he had like the robot like spider, like Iron Spider.
Those
Like,
are kind of whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But Miles having his like big like area of effect explosion shit is crazy.
Yeah, that's
And
nice
when you
ability.
get the one to pull everyone in, and then you do that shit, it's so op. That is
Yeah,
so
it's
fucking op.
Yeah, his Mr. Lee abilities. I like when you get all. I use all of those, all the light, like the blue.
Oh yeah, I don't go back to his yellow ones. The yellow ones are bitch made.
Nah, that's soft.
Can I count Venom since you can play as him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
You
so
can count
Venom.
MJ too if you want.
I'm good. I sure been counting. That's it.
Yeah, but I guess we could quickly move from that. If we want to talk about our favorite mission, we could combine side mission and main mission, whichever one we want to talk about first.
This is a tough one. It's a lot to put on me.
That's true. I mean, one of my favorite missions is that one they showed in the demo or whatever, like the Peter black suit and Miles, like how you're switching between both of them, like chasing down
To the lizard. Yeah, that one's.
and then you get the boss
I think
battle
the lizard.
right
I think the
after.
lizard's is one of my favorite boss battles too.
That was a fun boss battle.
He's cutting the
That was
lizard's
fun.
head. No wonder your family left you.
Yeah, you're not strong enough. Can't take control. Like he's sucking him. He's a hater.
Yeah,
But,
I think that's
yeah.
I can agree with you on that. That's
and
probably.
I don't think that's one of my favorite missions. But I would also have to just say like the whole one, like also again the Miles Peter fight scene because you also fight Craven in that mission too. Like that's also a really fun mission.
Those
That's
are
probably
back-to-back
my
fucking
actual
boss
favorite.
battles.
Yeah, that's why I'll give it to that because you get the two boss battles in one. It's tough. Even the last one too, like you said, the 4 stages. Fuck. The scream mission. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Even the one I said the MJ had mission too we were talking about earlier, like when you're running away from Peter. Like there's a whole bunch of that.
The whole game is tough. Even the Sandman.
Yeah, I can't even.
Intro,
I don't know if I could choose
great
that.
too.
Yeah, exactly. Like that was an amazing intro.
We already talked about this in our favorite, the Peter versus Miles.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess then we can go to side missions as well. Which, before I get into the meaty one that I want to talk about, I am going to bring up Howard and his pigeons because they iced him.
R.I.P.
They iced him.
R.I.P. to Howard. They got him.
Like you're just swinging around with his pigeons, and then he just got iced.
He got a slide for him.
Got a slide for Howard. But the real main one that I want to talk about is the flame side missions. And
they're setting up something.
They're setting up something nice because
I hope it's DLC. I hope
there will be carnage.
Next game. Yeah, I hope it's DLC and not for the next game because
I think it's definitely DLC. I think it's there's no way they would set up the next game in like a side mission like that. Like that's definitely going to be DLC.
Just like they were doing for the first game, how they were setting up shit for the DLC with Tombstone.
Yeah,
or Hammerhead. I mean,
Hammerhead.
Yeah,
but he fucking setting up carnage. Like that's what I said earlier about the other symbiote. Like such a brilliant thing, and I'm very excited to see what they do with that whole. Like I didn't even
realize that guy was gonna be Carnage. Like until they show like
the symbiote,
yeah.
and then at the end they were like Cletus Cassidy. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's one of his aliases. I was like, oh damn.
I didn't
nice.
I still gotta play that at some point. I got a couple of the missions done, but I never finished it.
Tossed.
Bro, I fucking beat the game. I beat the game dummy quick, and I was like, fuck, I want to play another game, so I never got I gotta tap back into it though. I also need to get. I need to get more space.
What else was I gonna say? Oh, the Mysterio. I love all the Miles. That's probably one of Miles' best side missions. The Mysteriums, like that one's nice.
Yeah,
I would.
That boss fight was fun.
They're okay.
I like the boss fight. No, yeah, I'm not saying like them in itself were really fun, but the boss fight, the Mysterio one, I really liked that.
The boss fight was pretty tough. I did enjoy the Spider Bots. I personally thought that was my favorite collectible.
That was cool, but I feel like they could have done more.
I think they're trying to set up more
at the end.
So I don't think that they
it should have been Miguel, not some random like woman.
Well,
random person.
I've heard multiple things. I've heard rumors that in the DLC Miguel will show up, but also I don't think they had access to a lot of Across the Spider-Verse before this game came out because they were in development at the same time. So they probably were only able to add a little bit into it.
They sell
So
for that.
Because I never got all the spiders. So what? You just come and you find out that the person that you're sending a signal from is from another multiverse or something like that, another universe.
Yeah, and it's just a random character named Delilah or whatever. Or not Delilah. What's her name?
I don't remember, but she was from
something. It's random.
She's from another Spider-Man game, and she pretty much just like, oh, if Miguel comes looking for these, like, I don't know, tell him I don't have it. Whatever she says, she mentions Miguel, and then Pete's like, wait, who's Miguel? So this takes place before Across the Spider-Verse canonically, but
yeah,
okay. I mean, that sounds a little underwhelming. Thank God I didn't collect all those damn spiders for that. Then. Oh,
I mean, it was a little underwhelming, but I think it was cool. I like the designs of all the different spiders and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun like little thing, like as you're just swinging, like, oh yeah, I mean, because they made it really easy to find them too, like with that fucking huge ass, like, hey, there's this fucking spider here.
I just like them incorporating that from the movie. Like, I just think that's cool. Like how it ties in Matt Peter from the movie being there to this game. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a throwaway, like, him being in that movie. Like, they actually did something with it.
I agree. I mean, this game is just full of that. I think we've spoken on that, like, plenty. Like, how, like, it's very faithful to like, all the content of Spider-Man. As Into the Spider-Verse is, too. Like, they're all... It's a good year to be Spider-Man, if we haven't said it already. I've been Spider-Man.
That is very true.
We've been eating dummy good.
Feasting.
True. But I guess before we get into ranking this lovely movie, as usual, game. As usual, at some point every week, we go on to our Instagram at the Staincast to ask you guys a lovely question, get you involved, and see what you're thinking. This week, we asked you guys what your favorite Spider-Man villain is. We had a couple of great answers. The Queel said Willem. Willie B also just said Willem.
With a U.
Yeah, he said it with a U instead of an E. Max said Black Cat with 2 drooling emojis. RP24, not to be confused with Chet Stable, said the Green Goblin. And Chet Stable, not to be confused with RP24, said Big Wheel.
It's a
Big Wheel's like
a E-list.
It's like a 1-issue fucking villain.
Yeah, it's like E-list, like literally the bottom tier.
Danny said Black Cat because she serves the most cunt. Whatever that means.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, what he said.
I agree. It's true. It's true though.
Xander, you said Doc Ock. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that.
I mean, he's just one of the most personal villains for Peter. Like the first game shows, and like Spider-Man 2 Goat Sam Raimi showed. It's always the best villain where he's a good man doing something for he's a good man doing the bad things for like a noble reason he believes. Like that's why I like it. Like in the Spider-Man 1, he's trying to stop Norman, which we all know that like that guy's he's evil. Like he's a scumbag.
He's a scumbag.
Like,
he's the Goblin.
Yeah, he's a scumbag. He may be trying to take that Norman, but like what he's doing, the way he's doing it is like really horrendous. Like, but in Spider-Man 2, like with the power of the sun, like he's trying to help the world, but he's doing something that's going to destroy it at the same time. But I do like Otto as a character. There's always like that duality with them.
Yeah. You also said your mom.
Yeah, it's your mom. That's why. Your mom.
But so I also can agree with you on Green Goblin. Not Green Goblin, on Doc Ock. He's definitely one of the best ones.
Even that Superior Spider-Man run, like that's just
tough. Don't turn me up on that. That was so goated.
That's also why I have to say him. Besides like that, just that other reason I said, but that Superior Spider-Man run is so good.
For me, so besides Doc Ock, I think I have to agree with the Green Goblin. Because that's another one that's pretty personal to Peter, it being either Norman or Harry, depending on the iteration. But
never Green Goblin.
The Goblin wants nothing more than to ruin Spider-Man's life.
He's a dickhead. That's why
And
I
I
left
loved
out.
it.
He's just a dickhead. He's a hater.
The Goblin.
Yeah. Like even in No Way Home, how they have to bring him back because they know how good Willem the Goblin is. Like
No
he's
more
just, he's
darker half.
unbelievable.
Did you
Oh,
really think that I let that happen?
Honestly,
man.
if we're not talking about my bad, but if we're not talking about Willem Green Goblin, the Green Goblin's kind of all right. He all right in the comics. If we're not talking about because Willem, I feel like really makes him that
fair.
guy.
Very fair.
That's why I give it to Otto Doc Ock because comic, video game, movie, it doesn't matter. He's always tough.
Well, all I'm gonna say is wait for Spider-Man 3, the video game, and we'll see what the Green Goblin happens in that.
We'll see what they cook. I know they're gonna cook.
They're gonna cook. But DL, what would you say for yours?
Do we consider Kingpin Spider-Man villain?
Yes.
Okay, well,
I knew that was
Kingpin
coming.
is a really good choice, though. Kingpin, good choice.
He's tough, bro. Fucking Daredevil is still one of our if it was in the MCU, it would still be one of the toughest fucking.
I think he's better than Thanos character-wise as a villain. I will say that.
Thanos
is probably a second to him. He's a second to him if you include him.
Yeah, I mean the grounding, like just
third to Willem, but
yeah. Oh, just tough.
So who's your top 3 in the MCU then, Hag? If you said third,
Willem, Kingpin, Thanos.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I gotta put Kingpin. I don't know that whole first, second, third season. Nah, Kingpin, he goated. He's so good in a Netflix show.
Yeah.
He's different.
He's a bad.
He's different. Like the character building is different. Willem doesn't. Yeah, no Hawkeye. Willem does not have like the fucking 6+ hours of screen time for his character building.
Well, you gotta include Hawkeye.
Nah,
it's still Kingpin. It's the MCU's Kingpin at that.
That shit.
Do whatever I
want. Yeah, I'll do what I want. I'm talking about different versions of the character. Fuck it.
But I guess we'll also talk about the other thing that we posted, which was our tier list, asking if you guys agree or disagree. Which most of y'all are fucking cowards and skipped over it, except for CMO Ho, who said Guardians Volume 2 is way too low, which we put it in high mid.
That is respectful.
That is very respectful. Joe thinks that movie is the best in the trilogy, so we can't really go by his.
One drop of a hat, and that thing's going to mid category, Joe. That's kind of where that one's at.
Damn, Guardians 2?
It's forgettable compared to the other two.
It's extremely forgettable.
True. I give Guardians a 7 out of 10 still, though.
Vacuum, it's pretty good, but like when you have the first one and then you have the third one now, it's like, why do you exist?
Mm-hmm.
But and then Isabel also said that she would move Black Widow from high trash to mid, but besides that, she agrees with everything else. I can respect that, but just me personally, it's staying in high trash.
Yeah, put it in high trash. Yeah, I didn't look at that post. My bad, but I
look at it right now. It's on the story still.
Oh damn!
Exactly. You take a second and let's see what you think too. Why is it? I mean, fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was even trying to give it props too. I was saying like Yelena is really good in it and stuff like that. I was trying to defend it, but at the end of the day, it's too. I think it's when it was just dumped. It
should have come out in 2016.
Unwatchable. Yeah, I got the unwatchable.
I mean, yeah, those are the.
I agree. No, I agree. So Thor, Dark World, Thor, fucking Love and Thunder, She-Hulk, and Secret.
These are those are unwatchable.
I can't even say its name. Secret Invasion. It's a tragedy, man. Yeah.
But those are definitely the most unwatchable of them.
Yeah. I agree with high trash. I thought high trash was like the bottom list. No, it shouldn't be mid. No, it should not be high mid either. No. Black Widow's like perfect.
Black Widow's high trash. Like it's literally that is what it is. High trash.
Yeah, y'all ain't dissing at all with that. Like
I say it's fair.
Fun. Yeah, it's fair for sure. Yeah.
Like trash. Like there are definitely
what if mid? I see the what if in high trash.
Yeah, what if in high trash?
Yeah, shit, man.
Which one?
What if it's in high trash?
Yeah, it is.
Shit, man.
I got like 3 episodes, bro. Come on now.
Doctor Strange. What else?
Zombies wasn't bad. The 8th episode. The 8th episode was
good. Watcher and Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
one where. Fuck, which one was it? Damn it.
I still fuck with the Chadwick Black
That one, yeah.
Chadwick
as Star-Lord was pretty tough.
I do like with that. Yeah, I do fuck with that one. But other than that, yeah, show mid for sure. That's why it's in high trash, respectably.
Yeah. Hey, keep going. See what else you think.
Shang-Chi in high mid. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, it's respectful.
Put Hawkeye in mid. Why is that in high mid?
That was me.
Y'all violating Werewolf at Night putting that in high mid. I put that in good. Y'all tossing on that one, I will say.
That was too high or too low?
I think it's too low. I don't think Werewolf at Night should be high mid.
What do you think it should be?
Look, I think that shit should be good. I think it should be in the good.
I can respect that opinion, but I don't know. It's just a special presentation.
The fucking tier list titles are kind of brutal. It goes from goated, excellent, good to just the high mid, trash. On watch show is brutal. That's what it brutal. The drop off is brutal from good to high mid.
It is like 7. It is like 50%. Good is like 75%.
Change high mid to average, and I'd feel better. I'd feel better about the placement. It's just the titles are brutal.
Well, high mid is what average is. Like high mid is literally what average is.
Yeah, exactly. Change it to average, and I'd be fine with the placement for that then. But other than that, I agree. I agree with the list then.
Yeah, of course. Did you see what the goated ones were?
Yeah, so the goated.
Yeah, those ones are of course goated.
It's always agreeable.
Thank you to those of you that.
Would you add anything else to goated on there, Xander?
Hold on, yeah, y'all tossing. I put Guardians 3 in goated too.
We did debate on that.
Guardians 1 ain't in goated either.
So Guardians 1 we left in excellent, but Guardians 3 we did debate on putting in goated.
All right. I kind of want to put like a lot of the excellent in goated, like Iron Man 1. I want to put in goated.
But you can't inflate
Winter Soldier in goated. Yeah, I know, but it's just they should be Winter Soldier in goated. The first Avengers not in goated is crazy. That's kind of crazy. That started it.
Yeah. No, they're excellent. It's exactly they're excellent. Like they're
you don't want to inflate it, but I would put those in goated just for like just being the ones that started that shit.
Yeah, true.
It's hard. Those were also all discussions that we definitely did have. But thank you all for those of you that did answer.
True.
Of course, stay tuned for this week where we'll post the next teaser and question of the week. But of course, it's time to get into our ratings and our letter grade of where we put Spider-Man 2. And I think to no one's surprise, this is an S tier game.
Yeah. S tier. Even with the minor complaints like the MJ, like the Milo should have more. It's just still a tough story. Like
it is
solid.
Insomniac cooked. Someone cooked here.
Yeah. True.
It's just a fun game. I was addicted from the moment I picked it up. Like I had to 100% it. It was just one of those games.
And I think answering any question of what we think game of the year should be, and it's gonna be this one.
Yeah, for me, there are a lot of good games I've played, but this one probably was the most fun I've had with a game this year.
The most fun I had. It's the story I connected with the most. I enjoyed it. I felt the emotions. Yeah. Like this is, in my opinion, the best game this year.
Yeah,
I'd
give it an S also. I mean, I haven't completed the game as much as you guys, so whoever's watching, take that with a grain of salt. Their opinions probably, like, I mean, you heard him. He took him 2 days to platinum trophy that shit.
Y'all know.
But it's just fantastic. Pick it up if you haven't played it. If you haven't played the first one either, play it. The fuck is wrong with you?
Just soft.
You're counting.
I guess with that then, thank you all, of course, for tuning in. Thank you to the kid for joining us. And as usual, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. If you're listening to this on Spotify, don't forget to drop us a review. When you're done with all that, go over to our Instagram at the Staincast. Follow us, turn on post notifications, then go to the link in our bio to purchase some merch. And of course, stay tuned for this Saturday for the question of the week and the teaser for Venom 2. Let there be carnage.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
That isn't right.
We'll see you guys next week.
Are you okay?
They call me Slippin' Bait.
What did they do to you?
These niggas got me. These niggas got me for my phone.
Beat my phone, Steve. They please, you got a slot on the beat. For me.